The basic planning process. Planning is a 6-step process. The first step is to conduct a situational analysis. This means managers must gather and interpret information from past events, current conditions, and forecasted future trends. Information must be collected on the internal organizational environment, the competitive environment, and the macro environment. Situational analysis are time-consuming and resource-intensive and are often limited by constraints of budget or deadlines. Ideally, at the end of the situational analysis, managers can identify the key problems and issues of planning as well as the assumptions to use in the planning process. For example, the assumption that key government policies will be renewed or strictly enforced, or perhaps that market demand will shift in the near future in response to a new trend. Based on the outcome of the situational analysis, managers should plan possible goals the organization can achieve in the current and future environment. This step requires creativity to generate a wide possibility of future actions. Goals are the targeted end states of an organization. Effective goals require skilled crafting and should strive to be SMART, S-M-A-R-T. Specific and precise goals are easier to follow as an employee and to compare performance benchmarks. Measurable goals are easier to reach because there is an empirical way to prove performance enhancements which have been made. Attainable goals instill a sense of agency in employees who genuinely believe that accomplishment is possible. This motivation must be balanced, as goals that do not challenge employees will not utilize the resources of the organization efficiently or effectively. Relevant goals to the organization's mission and values are key, as these will promote cooperation between work groups and departments. Time-bound goals are crucial for accomplishment. The time for which an employee works can be adjusted, but the scale of the goal should be well managed with regards to time. Plans are the actions and means implemented to achieve organizational goals. This includes identifying the resources necessary for achievement and anticipating obstacles that may be encountered. With regards to the obstacles, several contingency plans should be developed. Contingency plans are backup plans used in case of failure of the initial plan. It is pivotal to create contingency plans before the initial plan fails and soon as obstacles are discovered. Additionally, plans for transitioning from initial to contingency plans should be clearly developed. This is because contingency plans are often called on in cases of emergency when time and resource constraints are very salient. Well-laid plans can alleviate these constraints. Comparing and evaluating the plans and goals is the next step. Managers look for advantages and disadvantages for each plan, as well as groupings of plans with their alternatives. Optimizing this is a difficult and mentally taxing skill, as it may require prioritizing goals or even eliminating goals. Furthermore, managers cannot be myopic. They must see future implications of contingency plans should they arise. To do this, managers frequently estimate the cost of a plan and the return on investment, ROI, for each plan and alternatives. Step 4 is a crucial step where managers must select the best course of action. This step requires clarity in identifying the organization's priorities and trade-offs of all proposed alternatives. The option that is most appropriate and feasible will be the one implemented. This is difficult to know and will only come with experience and maturity. Good judgment may not be enough in this case, as sometimes managers will need to use scenario generation exercises to help their decision making. The selected plan, goals, and contingencies should be listed clearly and finalized in writing. Once the plan has been selected, it must be implemented. To do so successfully, both managers and employees must understand the goals and the plan, have the resources necessary to implement it and be motivated to do so. Motivation requires clear vision and effective communication, also known as leadership on the part of managers. A successful plan will be linked to other systems in the organization, such as budgeting, control, and reward systems. For example, motivation systems in the organization can reinforce goals or necessary steps to achieve them, such as lead generation, cross-marketing, or idea generation, can be incentivized with sales commission. Once implementation has begun, managers must monitor progress and develop control systems to measure performance and take corrective action when the plans are implemented improperly or when the situation changes. Again, measurable goals are best in these instances. Managers also need to correct performance issues as they arise or fail to meet benchmarks. As situations develop, managers may consider implementing plans in a different way or switching to a contingency plan. This is all part of controlling the organization.